This is your WXCO Daily News Roundup for Bull Falls Radio, 98.9 FM and 1230 AM in Wausau.
Civic Media News. I'm Terry Bell. Here's what Wisconsin needs to know. Vice President Kamala Harris has a slight polling edge over Donald Trump in Wisconsin and other key battleground states. ABC News reports if Harris wins Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Michigan, that should clinch a victory. She's expected to campaign in Wisconsin on Wednesday. The fate of billions of dollars from Washington to Wisconsin are at stake as voters decide whether to amend the state constitution on the 13th. Jason Stein is president of the Wisconsin Policy Forum.
It touches every aspect of our lives, from our roads to our social services to education. And this would have far-reaching and far-lasting effects.
Stein spoke at WISN TV's Up Front. A no vote would keep the power over spending federal money in Wisconsin with the governor. A yes vote would give that power to the legislature. The lawyer for Devontae Mitchell's family says an autopsy shows he died at the hands of 4 hotel employees in downtown Milwaukee June 30th. Police recommend felony murder charges, but prosecutors have said they needed the autopsy results first. Violent crime trends are going down in Milwaukee. The same is true nationwide. Advocates say the trends are encouraging, but the data is limited.
Homicide is influenced by a lot of local factors. In fact, we know that most violence can be isolated to specific neighborhoods within a city, so that it's essential for leaders to take time to analyze and fully understand local crime patterns while having a view towards more national trends.
Ernesto Lopez is with the Council on Criminal Justice. Wisconsin's apprenticeship programs are getting a $1 million boost. The Department of Workforce Development says the grant will help increase Wisconsin's connection to the national apprenticeship system, strengthen the workforce, and position the economy for success. Wisconsin has started its first home energy rebates program. Wisconsin is also the first state in the nation to launch the program's home efficiency portion. The measures will save American households up to $1 billion in energy costs each year, as well as boost construction and manufacturing jobs. I'm Terry Bell, Civic Media News. Now here's what you need to know closer to home.
For WXCO News, I'm Brittany Merlot. One man was found dead at Bar Lake over the weekend. The Shawano County Sheriff's Office says that they got a 911 call from family members of the missing 64-year-old Town of Washington man. Investigation led deputies to where evidence found that the vehicle had driven into the lake. The missing man was located deceased in the water. His name has not been released yet. And meanwhile, over in Schofield, floodwaters collected along Spring Street. It caused cars to stall and hydroplane as residents say they've never seen anything like this. City workers came to try to clean up the situation, but ended up having to go to Schofield Golf Course to open the storm drains. And yards remained flooded for more than 5 hours. Heavy rain is expected again tonight. Ramping up this evening, we could see another 1 to 2 inches hit. The National Weather Service has issued a flood watch that lasts through tomorrow morning. Remember, if you encounter water over the roads, turn around, don't drown. After a wolf snatched a family's dog last week, the community of Woodruff still cries. Since the report of the Carones family's wolf attack, concerned residents of Woodruff have been reporting reoccurring wolf sightings, leaving the question, are the wolves displaying unnatural behaviors? A large carnivore specialist with the Wisconsin DNR says deer, who are commonly preyed upon by wolves, have also moved closer to town due to people both intentionally and unintentionally feeding or baiting them. And with prey comes predators, and they say that if daytime sightings are happening and unnatural behavior is being observed, then they need to be reported to the DNR. The DNR also encourages people to write their legislatures, because there is an exception under the Endangered Species Act for removing wolves or any endangered species for human safety. This means that wolves can be killed in defense of human life. It must be an immediate threat, and it also means that the DNR can implement wolf removal if there is a demonstrable but non-immediate threat to human safety. Wisconsin could see a shortage of nearly 20,000 nurses by 2040. A study from the Department of Workforce Development predicts anywhere between 12,000 and 19,000 registered nurses in the state. And with reports returning that nurse vacancies are rising at an alarming rate, right now there are nearly 500 openings. Last year, UW Health partnered with Madison College to launch a registered nurse apprenticeship to help bring more people to the nursing field. Many veterans are resistant to asking for help for PTSD or mental health issues. But a director of Veteran Services says not seeking help only makes it worse.
That's not the best thing to do if you're struggling with mental health, is bury it. The body will push it out. It's like shrapnel. It's mental health shrapnel.
If you or someone you know is experiencing a mental health crisis or is suicidal, please call 988. And the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources is reminding eligible hunters to apply for the gun deer hunt for hunters with disabilities. This year's hunt is between October 5th and 13th, and interested hunters should contact the DNR to confirm a location with a hunt landowner sponsor by September 15th. The program gives hunters with disabilities a chance to hunt in a place that's more easily accessible for them, with landowner sponsors willing to open their properties. And the Wisconsin State Fair is underway, with people coming for the food, for the entertainment, from the concerts to the comedians and the rides. Tess Kirkson says agriculture is still the anchor.
Agriculture is what started the Wisconsin State Fair back in 1851 here in Wisconsin, and that just continues to ring true for us. Tons of agriculture shows. People love to come to the Clydesdales the first few days of the fair.
The fair runs now through the 11th in West Allis. And that's what you need to know. I'm Brittany Merlot for WXCO.
The Brewers lose in Washington. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. The Nationals jumped out to a 4-0 lead. Milwaukee scored 3 in the 8th, and that was it. The Brewers lose to the Nationals 4-3 on Sunday. Manager Pat Murphy questioned on whether he pulled starter Tobias Myers too soon after just 64 pitches, replaced by Hobie Milner, who gave up 3 runs.
I thought we pitched okay. Tobias was not his best, but he was good. And we had a full bullpen. Hobie's been unbelievable for us, and he had some unfortunate luck. I thought everybody else pitched really well.
NFL, the Packers have signed another place kicker. Jonathan Garibay played in the UFL last season, only missing 1 kick. 2 years ago, he kicked a game-winning field goal for the Dallas Cowboys from 62 yards away. The Badgers held a live tackling session in camp over the weekend.
You guys have to be able to see if they can make some plays. So we challenged ourselves today a little bit going live. There's probably 75 snaps of live ball today.
That's Badgers head coach Luke Fickell. Practices continue this week at the UW Platteville campus. With sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. There is bad news for American football fans. A judge has overturned the $4.7 billion verdict in a class action lawsuit against the NFL due to flawed witness testimony. Just a quick heads up, that will probably be the only NFL news you hear moving forward that doesn't involve Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. It's a brand new season. Touchy McGee is back in the news. Nope, not Kevin Spacey, Cuba Gooding Jr. He's trying to refurbish his person after many sexual assault allegations, one of which he shares with Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy Combs III. During an appearance on News Nation, the Oscar winner promoted his new faith-based film, The Firing Squad, which also stars Kevin Sorbo, and told host Dan Abrams he's rediscovered his Christian faith. Abrams asked Cuba if he's expressed regrets and sorrow for his actions. Gooding said it's made him a better person. See, folks, that's why he fondles other people inappropriately, to be better. Most people just deliver Meals on Wheels. People worldwide are watching more color television than ever. Netflix, for the first time ever, reported that all 10 of their top shows pulled in over 1 billion minutes viewed. Variety reports that during the week of July 1st, streaming platforms recorded over 313 billion viewing minutes over various platforms. That is the most streaming consumption ever for a single week. The Nielsen Company started its top 10 list in 2020. Fans of Britney Spears have a new biopic to look forward to. People magazine reports the film will be based on her 2023 memoir called The Woman in Me. You remember that book that came out where Spears looks surprised that she's topless on the cover? That's sneaky photog. The film will be produced by Mark Platt, who also produced La La Land. Variety reported that Universal won the rights to the film project and has access to Spears' entire music catalog. Hopefully, they won't use it in the movie. R-rated comedies might be coming back, according to Vince Vaughn. When asked why they went away in the first place, Vaughn told host Sean Evans of the Hot Ones podcast that he thinks Hollywood executives overthink things, opting to stick with more formulaic storylines so they don't get fired, and as a result, the comedy is watered down and vanilla. The Swinger star said he thinks the people want to laugh and want to see the envelope pushed. He made the prediction we will see more R-rated comedies like Wedding Crashers and Old Schools sooner rather than later. Let's hope so. Speaking of Vaughn, a cast is being put together for one of his new projects. Vaughn is set to star opposite James Marsden in the film Mike and Nick and Alice. Deadline reports the script is a buddy action film set in the underworld. Not that it necessarily means the film will be great, but it took a bidding war for 20th Century Fox to land the project. For more showbiz fun, tune in to Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, weeknights from 7 to 9 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Scattered showers and thunderstorms possible today into tonight with some locally heavy rain possible. We could get an inch or more in some spots. Our high today, 69 tonight, down to 54. Tomorrow will be sunny with a high of 76. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable. Right now it's 64.
That's your WXCO Daily News Roundup from Civic Media. Subscribe to this podcast on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you find your podcasts. Find more news at bullfallsradio.com.